Hello students, today we are going to study the third chapter ionic equilibrium. First I want to asking the some questions in the can you recall what is a chemical equilibrium? What is chemical equilibrium? For to understand the chemical equilibrium, first see the reaction A gives B. Reactant A gives B. This is the forward reactions A converted into B, and if this reaction is irreversible then B is converted into A. That is the first A converted to B, same time simultaneously B converted into A. At the initial conversion of A to B is a high rate and conversion of B to A is a very low rate, but in the state rate of forward reaction, that is the conversion of A to B, and rate of backward reaction, that is the conversion of product B to A, becomes equal. That state is called chemical equilibrium. Okay, what is the definition of chemical equilibrium? State or condition, state or condition, state in which rate of rate of F forward reaction and backward reactions BK backward reaction is same or is equal. That state, that condition is called chemical equilibrium. म्हणजेच मुलांनो काय, रिव्हर्सिबल रिॲक्शनमध्ये फॉरवर्ड रिॲक्शनचा आणि बॅकवर्ड रिॲक्शनचा रेट ज्या स्टेटमध्ये इक्वल असतो, सेम असतो, त्या स्टेटला केमिकल इक्विलिब्रियम असं म्हणायचं. स्टेट ऑर कंडिशन इन विच रेट ऑफ फॉरवर्ड रिॲक्शन अँड बॅकवर्ड रिॲक्शन्स बिकम्स इक्वल is called chemical equilibrium. Okay, now second question. What is the second question? What are electrolytes? What are electrolytes? Students, let us consider HCl. Examples of HCl. HCl is dissociate, or it gives rise the H plus and Cl minus ion when dissolved in the water, and this is called electrolyte. For example, NaCl when dissolved in water, it gives rise Na plus and Cl minus. This is called इलेक्ट्रोलाइट. म्हणजेच मुलांनो काय आहे की जो सबस्टन्स आपल्याला आयन्स देतो, ज्यावेळेस आपण पाण्यामध्ये डिझॉल्व करतो त्यावेळेस आयन्स देतो, त्या सबस्टन्सला म्हणायचं इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स. सबस्टन्स विच गिव्स राइज टू आयन्स when dissolved in water are called electrolyte. For example, HCl is electrolyte, NaCl is electrolyte. For example, H2SO4 is electrolyte. For example, FeSO4 is the electrolyte. For example, NaCl is the electrolyte because these substances gives rise ions when dissolved in the water. Okay, therefore it is called electrolytes. And what is the non-electrolyte? There is no question, but I want to tell non-electrolyte. What is the non-electrolyte? What is the non-electrolyte? The substance which not give rise ions when dissolved in the water is called non-electrolytes. ओके, मुलांना तुम्हाला समजलं ना इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स म्हणजे काय, की जो सबस्टन्स आयन्स देतो आपल्याला, ज्यावेळेस पाण्यामध्ये आपण डिझॉल्व केल्यानंतर आयन्स देतो, अशा सबस्टन्सला म्हणायचं इलेक्ट्रोलाइट. आणि दोज सबस्टन्स विच not give rise the ions when dissolved in the water called non-electrolytes. Okay, there are two. What are the types of electrolyte? See the next point. What are the types of electrolyte? There are two types of the electrolytes: strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. How many types of the electrolytes? There are two types of the electrolyte. Which are the types of the electrolytes? Strong electrolytes. One is the strong electrolyte and second is the weak electrolyte. Now what is the strong electrolyte? The electrolyte which completely ionized or ionizing the completely, almost completely, are called strong electrolyte. For example, strong acid, strong base, strong salts are the strong electrolytes. Which are the strong acids? For example, HCl is the strong acid because this ionize completely into H plus and Cl minus. These HCl ionized dissociate into H plus and Cl minus, completely ionized. That's why HCl is the strong electrolytes. And another example, salt. We say the salt. For example, NaCl. NaCl is the strong electrolyte. Why it is strong electrolyte? Because because it dissociate, it ionize completely into Na plus and Cl minus when dissolved in water. Therefore NaCl is the salt, and this is the strong electrolyte because it completely dissociates into Na plus and Cl minus ions. For example, H2SO4 is the strong electrolyte. This is the acid. Acid is strong electrolyte because it dissociates into, completely dissociates into H plus and SO4 2 minus. So substances which ionizes, dissociate almost completely are called strong electrolyte. The strong salt NaCl. For example, strong acid H2SO4. Strong bases. For example, strong bases. For example, NaOH. NaOH is the strong base. NaOH is the strong base, and it dissociates completely into Na plus and OH minus. That's why NaOH base is the strong electrolytes. Okay. Second type of the electrolyte is that uh, weak electrolyte. What is the weak electrolyte? The electrolytes which dissociate or ionizes smaller extent, smaller amount, and not completely, are called weak electrolytes. Weak acid, weak base, weak salt are the weak electrolytes. For example, examples, weak acids or weak electrolyte, weak salt, NH4Cl. NH4Cl is the weak electrolyte because it's not complete, it dissociates into NH4 plus Cl minus plus Cl minus, but it is not NH. Here remains unionized NaCl. Unionized NaCl remains some amount of NaCl is NH4Cl remains unionized. Some are converted into NH4 plus and Cl minus side, but NH4Cl remains undissolved, unionized in some extent. That's why NH4Cl is the weak electrolytes. And the